Before we start this video, a large thank you to Zhang Yu, Hatchton Dong, and Finrer95. I hope you guys enjoy the video. Alright, today we are going to add weapon trail effects to our weapon. So I have my little trail effect here. Let's start by actually going to the weapon prefab. I'm going to start with the straight sword, which is the weapon our player is usually wielding. And I'm going to add a script to this. You want to do this with every single weapon you have that you want to add weapon effects to. So I'm going to right click on the model here, and I'm just going to add an empty game object, and I'm going to call the empty game object weapon effects. So create empty and just call it weapon effects. I'm then going to add a script to this empty game object, and I'm going to call it weapon effects. So this is going to control the trails or the effects of our weapon when it's buffed, or what it looks like, and what kind of effects instantiate on top of the weapon while we're using it. So I'm just going to drop in my namespace here. You don't have to. Mine is SG. And then I'm going to erase the start and update function. And I'm going to make a header, and I'm going to call this header weapon effects. So we're using the phrase weapon effects a whole lot right now. Now, I'm only going to do the normal trail so far. So I'm just going to make a public, I'm going to call this particle system. I'm going to call this normal weapon trail. And the reason why I call it normal weapon trail is because in the future, we will have fire weapon trail. We'll have a dark weapon trail, a lightning weapon trail, and a magic weapon trail if your weapon is buffed or if your weapon is one of those categories of weapon. But for now, we'll just use the normal weapon trail. So I'm going to say public void, play weapon effects. I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to say normal weapon trail dot stop. And then I'm going to say right under that, if brackets normal weapon trail dot is stopped. And then we're just going to say normal weapon trail dot play. And this just makes sure there's no weird start and stop motion when you go to play it. It will make sure it plays every time. Otherwise, it behaves a little bit odd. So I find this is the best way to make the particle effects play whenever you want them to play. So let's go to the player effects manager. And now we're actually going to make a base class for this called the character effects manager. And we're doing this because in this video, I'm also going to make it so the enemy will play weapon effects when they swing their weapon as well. So let's open up the character effects manager. I'm not sure why that's happening. I'll reload anyway. And I'm going to make the player effects manager derive from this. So this will now be the base class. I'm just looking over all this stuff right now. We could bring these other variables over here, but we're not going to use them on our enemy right at this time, so I'm just going to keep them there for now, like the current particle effects and instantiated effects model. That's for healing with S's and stuff. So I'm going to keep that there for now. When we get to that in the future, we'll utilize that because it may change a couple things. But let's go back over here now and erase the start and update function. And what we want to do is say public virtual void, just in case you want to change this in the future on either the enemy or the player effects manager. And I'm going to say play weapon effects. I'm going to have a bool on this one for is left, which means is the left weapon or the right weapon we're activating the effects for. We're going to say if is left is equal to false, then we know it's the right effect. So we're just going to make some pseudocode here. Play the right weapons trail. Else it has to be the left. So we will play the left weapons trail. That's very straightforward and easy to understand. So luckily we keep track of which hand we're using on our character via the animator. So right now, let's go ahead and make a public weapon effects for the right weapon effects, and then let's make another one for the left weapon effects. Now, I think we can actually make that protected. I want to say it's public, but it probably is. We'll come back and need to change it. So I'm just going to say protected for now. But I think we need to access this from the weapon slot manager, not the player effects manager. So I'm going to say if right weapon effects does not equal null, we're just going to say right weapon effects dot play weapon effects. And then we're going to say right here, if left weapon effects does not equal null, left weapon effects dot play weapon effects. Okay. Yeah, we're going to need to change this to public, because we're actually going to reference this on the same place we call upon our damage colliders. So what we're going to do next is go to the weapon slot manager, because that is where we actually enable our damage colliders. And at the same time we initialize our damage colliders, we're going to initialize our weapon effects. So let's go right here, and we're going to say right under Player Stats Manager, Player Effects Manager. It's going to call it Player Effects Manager, and then on awake, we will simply say Player Effects Manager equals get component Player Effects Manager. And the Player Effects Manager will handle things like when you have a blood splat or a healing aura or a weapon effect, any kind of particle effect that your player will be displayed. Like when you're poisoned, you get a little purple cloud. We're going to handle all that stuff through the Player Effects Manager. Okay, so down here where we have handles or handle weapons damage collider, you will see that we can load the left and right damage collider. So on the left damage collider, we're just going to say Player Effects Manager dot left weapon effects equals left hand slot dot current weapon model dot get component in children weapon effects. And on the right hand damage collider here, we're just going to say Player Effects Manager dot right weapon effects equals the right hand slot dot current weapon model dot get component in children weapon effects. So that's pretty straightforward because we're actually using the left and right hand slots to instantiate our model, and our model is where the weapon effects script is. So we're fetching the script from that model, which is on the left or right hand slot. So you can see how this stuff kind of interconnects with everything now. Okay, so moving on. Now, where we have Perform RB Melee Action, this is on the Player Combat Manager. Right below all this is where we're going to call our effects. So we don't have any left hand attacks set up yet. In Dark Souls 3, if you hit the heavy LT, you do a light attack with whatever weapon you're wielding in your left hand if you're holding two attack or offensive weapons. So I'm just going to use Player Effects Manager, and we're going to call that by saying get component Player Effects Manager. And then I'm going to just simply say Player Effects Manager dot play weapon effects, and we're going to say false because this is not left. Now in the future, when we add left hand attacks, we will actually use we'll say Player Effects Manager at Play Weapon Effects is true, and we'll put this function wherever that function is as well. So now we should pretty much have it working. So you want to drag your prefab onto the weapon effects, and then drag that into the variable for the particle system. Now, I think it's because my transforms are zoomed in by like 100, but as you can see here, like it looks very tiny, but it's very deceiving because if I start the game, it actually does not look like that, and I'll show you. But I think it's because I'm using Cinti models and I have to make my weapons 100 times bigger because the transforms are messed up. But there you go. So now we have a nice weapon transform. Now if you update your Cinti models, maybe you won't have the same problem as me where your particles look so tiny until you actually get them in game. But that is how we do it for the player. And now we'll get it done for the enemy as well. You can see that's a nice little trail every time you attack. So I'm going to stop the game here for a sec. And now we'll go to the enemy. And we're going to say Enemy Effects Manager. This is a new script we're creating. And we're just going to make this derive from the Character Effects Manager. And this will be very simple. So let's just delete the start and update function. Let's go up here, make this derive from Character Effects Manager. We actually don't need to add any code to it right this second. So that's fine. Okay, then what we're going to want to do is go to the Enemy Weapon Slot Manager. Do the same thing we did for the Player Slot Manager. Call upon the Enemy Effects Manager. And then we're going to, basically where we instantiate, where we declare our damage colliders, we're going to do the exact same thing we did before. So let's just call our Enemy Effects Manager get component. And we're going to declare our right hand and left hand weapon effects. Now you could actually probably just kind of do this as a base class, because this function, make a virtual version of this load weapon damage colliders, because I think they behave the exact same way on both the enemy and the player. But for now, I'm going to keep them separate. Okay, let's weapon effects. Looks good. And again, right below is the exact same thing, but right instead of left. But not all enemies, I trust, will have some weapon effects. Some might not. At least not effects that are actually on a weapon prefab. Okay, so now let's go into the attack state, which is where we're going to call this. Now you can see we use the enemy animator manager, the enemy manager, and the enemy stats. Now we could make the state require an effects manager, and we probably will in the future. But for now, I'm going to place another function on the enemy animator manager because I consider playing a weapon effect over an animation a part of animation manager event. So I'm just going to call upon the enemy effects manager here, call it on awake, and then I'm just going to basically make a public function that links to the function on the enemy effects manager. Now in the future, we are probably going to migrate the effects manager to be called on each state, so we can then get rid of this function. But for now, since the enemy effects manager is pretty barren, we can call it here no problem. So I'm just going to say public void play weapon trail effects, and then I'm just going to basically call the function from the enemy effects manager. So I'm just going to say enemy effects manager dot play weapon effects, and we're going to say false because there is no right hand or left hand, or no left hand attacks right now for our enemy, and when we incorporate them, we'll make a function to decide which we are playing. Now on the attack target, we're just going to put it right under the enemy animator manager play target animation. We're going to say enemy animator manager dot play weapon trail effects, and then right under attack target with combo, we will do the exact same thing. Now your enemy should also play a weapon trail when they attack you. So let's go in the game. Okay, I have an error. That's weird. Oh, okay, yeah, the current model. That's because they're using the butcher sword, and I don't think I placed the effects on that. So, okay, so real quick, we can just put it on another weapon again just to show you so you got it down. So you go to your weapon prefab, mine is the butcher sword in this case. Go to your model, right-click, create empty game object, call this Weaponfx, make the Weaponfx script, or attach it to it rather, and then below that game object, drag in your particle effects or your trail effects, whatever you want to do, and then you drag those in the empty variable slot for the normal weapon effects. Now if I play the game, he should be swinging the weapon fine. So let's go over here and check it out. Get him to swing at me. Yep, there you go. So he plays a cool little wispy trail, and I play a trail too when I attack him. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, be sure to drop a like, leave a comment. It does genuinely help my series get around. And if you're feeling like a total champion, check out my Patreon below. And thank you to my patrons. You guys are the weapon trail to the straight sword of my life. I will see you guys in the next video.